Hey guys, it's Froggy Poker. I'm back with my 1 month update. Super exciting that I finished up 1 month of studying and playing poker every day, and I have a lot of great news to share. So yeah, let's get into it. So first, in terms of studying, this week hasn't been conventional in terms of keeping and adhering to the 15 minutes of studying and 15 minutes of poker playing that I've been doing. This regimented, formatted process that I've been doing. I actually went off the rails a lot this week. So let's talk about the studying aspect of it. So here's the pre-flop charts that I chose to study. So this is the under the gun range. As you can notice, it's very tight. It starts from sixes up, ace-10 suited, king-jack suited, and then jack-10 suited up, and ace-jack off. Queen, and then king queen off. So that's under the gun range. It's pretty tight. I noticed a lot of under the gun ranges include all the suited aces, but from the website that I got this from, it seems like the guy's justification for why he made it so tight was that a lot of the hands that are on the wider end of the spectrum are more marginal or slightly plus EV. And because I'm a beginner player and I'm probably not going to be so great post-flop, he'd rather just keep me playing very tight ranges, learning how to play from there, and then improving onward. And I thought that was actually really good and fit exactly what I was trying to do anyway. So I thought that was great, and that's why I chose to go for these charts and why they're so tight. And this is the hijack. It slightly expands ace-9, king-10, queen-10, 10-9, and then ace-10 off. So it expands slightly, also fives, a little bit wider. Cutoff is now when all the suited aces come into play, all the pairs, some suited connectors, suited gappers, and then the range gets a little bit wider. Buttons very wide, all the aces, a lot of suited connectors, suited gappers, a lot of suited eights, suited 7, king 7, king 9, all the premium cards. And then for small blind, the way that the chart says is to also just play like cutoff, which was something that was confusing to me, is why you would play small blind tighter than button, but it's because you're out of position. So I guess that's the justification of it, and it makes sense to me. I guess that it's better to play tighter than wider anyway, so I had no problem with that. But yeah, these are the charts that I've been studying, and so that's been super useful to study those pre-flop charts. One, just to have it committed to memory so that when I look at a hand, I'll be like, is this a hand that I could play in this position? Because I'd always be not sure. I think I kind of have an idea, like if it was jack 3 offsuit, it's like, okay, I know that, but what if it's like 10-8 offsuit? Do I play this? Do I not play this? Like, I didn't know, especially on the hands that are on the like fringes of ranges. I was very confused by it. And so now I have a much better idea of that. What also taught me is it gave me a fundamental understanding of hand strength. Like, I can see that the way the charts are formulated, like what hands are weaker, what hands are tighter, and I realized that, oh, these hands are better, these hands are worse, and kind of here's why. And also why I would, if I ever wanted to deviate and play a wider or tighter strategy at a certain point in time, I can now kind of understand how to go about that. So it was not only useful just memorizing the chart and knowing what hands to play, but I also feel like it gave me a much better understanding of how hands are played and their strength. So that was super useful. I feel like I got more than what I asked for in terms of this studying. So I'm very happy with my studying. If there was one critique I would have of myself in terms of the studying that I did this week, is that there were a couple of key points where I could have studied for that 15 minutes, but I chose not to. And the reason why I chose not to was because I was being lazy. So there were a couple of days where I didn't study, and going forward, I'm definitely going to try to not be lazy and not let myself off the hook when I'm choosing to not study. But overall, I still accomplished what I wanted. I'm very happy. I just definitely noticed that I could have studied a little bit better and not miss a couple of those days. But that's for studying. Overall, great, and I'm very happy with it. Okay, now moving on to playing. So for playing, again, this was not a conventional week. And so what I mean by that is I barely played online. In fact, I only played online for 300 hands, 350. I only played about 3 sessions. And the great thing is I'm up. I'm up about $6. I ran really well. I won a couple all-ins. But I think that actually coincides very well with my pre-flop, where I played a lot more disciplined. I did not play any of those marginal hands. I just played good hands and I bet well. And so I definitely think this was the pre-flop coming into play here. But also, of course, this should just be variance. But I definitely could tell my play was better because I was playing tighter pre-flop. So I'm very happy with the pre-flop studying that I did. I think it was super helpful in terms of my game. But so what I did do for this week, and what was not conventional about it, is I went and played live poker. I've just been like having this urge to play live poker for a bit now because I've been studying so much. And I was like, I really want to use these skills. I've been watching so much video. Most of what I like watch now is like poker related content. So it's just in my head so much. I was like, I can do it. And I played a bunch of live poker before I made this journal series, where I lost probably like 20 buy-ins and lost $2,000 and was like basically never won. But I was like, okay, I know a little bit better now. I think I can go in, like, let me just play one session. And so actually the first session I played was last week, and I lost 3 buy-ins right away. And I was like, darn. And then this week I kind of just had a vengeance in me, and I realized that why I lost was because I was playing too loose, playing too wide, not playing disciplined enough. It's like, well, this time I can do it. And so this last Monday, I went to go play, and I bought it for 100, and I left with $1,286. Yeah, that's right. I got up that much. It was insane. It was a crazy sun run. But I have to say, like, this is being results oriented. Like, yes, I won. I'm happy about it. But I also do think that I just played well. Like, I tightened up a lot more pre-flop than I normally do when I play live. I stopped getting impatient. Like, okay, I'm not getting a hand, just fold. Like, don't play these weird hands. Don't play King 8, like Queen 8 offsuit. You know, don't play Jack 7. Don't play like 9 6 suited. Like, don't play these weird hands. Like, just play the good hands. Play well, play if you have it, and fold if you don't, and someone else is betting into you. And just by playing pretty like straightforward, I sunrun like crazy. It was such a great experience. I was really happy. I was so like I was just like on an adrenaline high after that win. And the crazy part is I played for about like 10 hours straight. I'm surprised that I have the stamina to do that, but I guess I do. I didn't know that I had that in me. I guess you don't know until you try. But I played a lot. And let me say, it did not end there. I had a crazy week. I played pretty much live poker every day this week. I played so much live poker. That's why I said this wasn't a conventional week. I just had this urge to play live poker, and then it kind of, by playing one session, it caused the next one to me wanting to go back and play again and again. I just really got like sucked up into it. I just really wanted to play. I wanted to use the skills that I've been learning. I just felt like I know I could do better. And so I played a session. I'm like, no, but I could have done better there, so let me try this time. So then I played again the next day, and I went up $600. A great session. I was very happy. Then the day after that, I went in and I lost 3 buy-ins very quickly. I all-ined with good hands constantly, and I just kept losing. I had like Ace-King suited versus Jacks. We ran it twice, lost both boards. I think I had like Ace-Jack against 2 boards. He had like 2 undercards, and he like got one of the boards or something. Like, I think I had Kings, and we ran it twice, and they somehow like won on one of the boards that they shouldn't have won, and we chopped. Like, it was just very bad variance. I was never able to win on any of my all-ins, and I was just losing all-ins. I didn't really see anything crucial I was doing wrong. I had a good hand. I have a very short stack because I'm buying it for 100, and the table's 1 to 300, but most people are like 300 and a little bit up, and so you're very short stacked, and especially as you're whittling away on the blinds, you're trying to call to see a flop, and so you kind of have to go all in more, and I just kept losing, and there's really not much you can do, and I was getting frustrated. Then I went back to the next session, and I lost again. I lost, I think, 4.5 buy-ins this time. Well, I bought it for 4 buy-ins, but one of my buy-ins I bought it for 150, so I lost 750 in 2 days, and I was getting really frustrated. I'm like, oh, I guess like this is how it ends, right? Like, I guess I'm not as good. I need to go back and study more. Like, this was not good on me. And then I had one last session. And this session started last Saturday, which was like only 2 days ago. And I played for 21 hours. I didn't know I had that in me. I didn't know that was something I could do, but I guess I can. I played for 21 hours, and I bought in for 100, and I lost that first buy-in pretty quick. But that second buy-in, I spun it up to an absurd amount. In fact, I spun it up not to 500, not to 1,000, not even to 2,000. I spun it up to 4,600. 4,600 from 100. One buy-in to 46 buy-ins. It was the craziest sun run. I couldn't leave, and I struggled with getting up from the table. But I guess I'm happy I didn't get up because I just kept sitting. I sat down and I can't remember many of the hands. It was all such a blur, but I got up. I got up to like 300. I think I won a bomb pot. And then I just kept winning pots and pots and pots and playing well and tightening up pre-flop. And I just kept winning. And I couldn't get up because I'm like, well, I just got to play one more hand. Like, I'm winning. Why am I going to leave? And so I just played for the entire night until Sunday and then played all of Sunday. I played so much poker, 21 hours. It was insane. I played basically I didn't get to the full 24, admittedly. I got only to 21. But I didn't know that I had that in me. That's insane that I could play 21 hours in the first place. I have to be in a record book for how I spun up 100 to 4,600. Like, I'm pretty sure for that poker room, I have to at least be top 10, like the highest stats that they've ever seen. I can't imagine there's many people who play there that have had as big of a stack as that. I'm sure there have been a couple, but I have to be top 10. It was insane. And I have to acknowledge it was just purely a sun run. There are players who were sitting there who were much better than me, and they didn't run it nearly as big. So I'm definitely I sun run and got very lucky, and I had a very crucial big spots. But yeah, it's just insane. I'm just super grateful. I still can't believe it. I'm in shell shock just thinking about it. I guess to just mention a couple hands. I didn't record any of this. This is live. I had one hand where we were three ways into a 3-bet pot where it was 3-bet and then it went call and I called. I was on the button. And I had ace X suited. I think it was like 4 or 5 or something. And the flop comes, I believe, like king, something, and 2 of the same suit that I have. And then the original 3-better raises it to like 100, and it goes call. And I call because I'm pretty sure I'm getting odds. Or no, he raises 200, and we both call because I think he was giving me odds. And then the turn comes and it's the flush, and then he shoves and I call. No, he bets and then I shove on him and he calls and I show him the nut flush. And I take his entire $600 stack and some other guys $300 chips. And so I got up 900 from that. And then I had about 2,500. And then I went to another table and this guy had a $1,500 stack. And I kept 3-betting him in the last 3 hands. Not because I was targeting him, but just because I literally just kept having ace king suited and absurd hands. And I think I did that 3 times in a row, and so on the 3rd time he got frustrated and called me. And then on the flop came a king and a dry board. And so I bet, and then he 3-bet me, and then I 4-bet him. He bet 100, I bet into him 450, and then he all-ins, and I all-hand him. And he had ace 3 suited, and he was going for a flush draw. And I'm happy he didn't get it. And I won his entire stack, and he just left as quickly as possible, which, honestly, I totally get it. I'd be fucking fuming as well. But, yeah, I just... Insane. I won his entire stack. Everybody's like, whoa. The dealer was like, I've never seen anybody in this entire card room win, 2 big stacks. I've never seen 2 big stacks go like that. So, it was absolutely insane. I almost said, I lost for words for that entire session, but I won a lot. It was crazy. Yeah. Just wild. But that's been my week. A very crazy week indeed. And so to kind of sum it up, I'm really glad with how I spent the time. I played a lot of live poker, which I think, at the end of the day, I really want to get good at live poker. That was the kind of goal of this vlog, is to get good at poker and live poker. And I was originally intending to just get really good at online poker and studying the theory and then eventually going into live. But I realize now, you have to have moderation with these, and to get good at live poker, you have to play live poker. And I've noticed I got better as the week progressed because I was like, oh, I'm not playing tight enough here. I need to tighten up. So in the beginning of the week, I was kind of still playing loose. I was like, no, play discipline. So I was focusing really hard on playing well. And so I definitely noticed my improvement there. So I'm very glad with how this week has gone in terms of playtime. I played a lot. I put so many hours of poker into this week, it's absurd. That's why I said it was fine for me to not study as much, because I just went to play poker instead of studying. So I'm very happy. That being said, I want to address a couple things. So first, in terms of the 10K challenge. So I wanted to win $10,000 in Live 1-2. I don't actually count the amount that I've won this week towards that. And the reason why is because I originally intended that I would study, and this poker journal would be about me getting good at poker for about 3, 4, 5 months. I don't know how long this is going to take, but getting to a point where I feel comfortable enough to then go into live and actually be a winning player, and then start tracking every session that I have. Maybe vlogging, I'm not sure yet. I don't know if I want to do that. But just tracking every live session, showing charts, and like making a deliberate effort to go to play live poker every day, or just whatever I decide to do. This time it was I just wanted to play live poker, so that's why I did it. I also don't have a lot of money. I don't have like a bankroll for this. And so whenever I lose a buy-in, I feel really bad. And so the way that I see this is that because I've won basically $5,000 for this week, which is a crazy sun run, I'm going to use this $5,000 to be my bankroll for when I eventually do go decide to actually sit down and really try to play and win live 1-2. I think like I'm going to be hit with variance, of course, and at the end of the day, it all evens out to like a certain amount of big blinds per hour anyway. So I acknowledge that like I'm not just going to win another $5,000 next week and be done. Like there's going to be variance for sure. So I plan to just use this $5,000 to be a bankroll that I can feel safer and like be willing to get my money in good instead of being scared money. And also when I lose a buy-in, not feeling as bad and understanding like, okay, it's just a buy-in. So the great thing is I'm going to use this buy-in to be my bankroll, but I'm not counting this towards the challenge. The challenge is going to be when I definitively start it. I don't know when. I don't feel ready yet at all. I think I'm going to need a lot more time, but I will make it clear when I'm starting, and then I'll start tracking, and the money that I win there will be the amount that is added to winning the 10,000. This was just an amazing like sun run, and I'm very happy and grateful for it. But yeah, that's been amazing, and I just wanted to tell you guys all about that. So I guess now moving forward until the next week, what my plans are. So for studying, I've been thinking about this, and I want to think about what the next topic that I want to learn is. And so a big thing that's been bothering me in live poker is I notice how many people chase flush draws and straight draws. And I've been learning about pot odds, and I kind of understand the concept very, very generally, but I don't really understand pot odds. I don't calculate it. I don't know how to calculate it. I don't really get it, like, and how it relates to other things. I just don't really get it. And I also don't know the percentages of what your odds are to hit a flush if you have 2 cards and there's 2 on the flop. I don't know what your odds are to hit like an open-ended straight draw. Like I get that it's 8 outs, but I don't know like what the percentage is on the turn and what on the river is. So the 2 things that I really want to focus on for this week for studying is I want to focus on pot odds, just really learning pot odds, practicing the math of pot odds, practicing calculating it, just really getting a good feel for what pot odds is. And then I also just separately want to memorize and learn the percentage chances of certain important outs in poker, like open-ended straight draws, flush draws, open-ended straight flush draws, pairing a board for a full house, things like this. Just I want to. There's only so few, so I just want to memorize them so I can have the percentages in my head, and then I want to really learn pot odds. That way I can understand how I can price someone in and out of a flush draw. Because I've noticed that happens so much in live poker. I feel like that's like EV waiting to be taken. So many people chase it. It's like, well, if I can price them out, yes, they'll hit it every now and then, but over time, I'm doing good, is I think the correct way to be thinking about it. So that's really what I want to focus on for studying this next week. And then for playing, I'm actually going to not let myself play live poker. I played live poker pretty much every day this week. I played probably 40 to 50 hours. It was an absurd amount. And I'm happy with the results. I'm very grateful. Like I definitely had very positive variance. Like I'm completely acknowledge that. I'm super happy about it. Like I'd rather be on this end than the other end. But I think this kind of also sucked up a lot of my time. And it was good for what it was, and I've learned a lot. And I feel like I've hit a point in live poker where now I'm not a terrible player who's just a fish. Like I think I can actually sit down and hold my own. And that was honestly the entire goal of this vlog. I guess to sum up, it's been a month of me studying, and I'm very happy because I really just wanted to get to a point of poker where I don't feel like I can be bullied around. I can just hold my own and enjoy at any point of my time, like any point in my life. You know, if I'm 50 and I just want to sit down at a poker table, I just want to be able to sit down, just have a good time. I don't want to sit down and just not understand anything and just lose all my money quickly. And I feel like I've actually hit the point 1 month in where I get enough about the game and I've played enough live poker that I feel like I actually can hold my own and actually come out some sessions winning. And that already is all I wanted. Anything more than this is just amazing. Like being a winning player, understanding more about the game. Like I have so much more I want to do now because I can see that there's more ahead of me. But this base level that I've hit, I can just be happy with this and be done. I'm super grateful. But I'm going to keep working at this. This is great. But yes, in terms of live poker, I'm not going to play until Friday or I can play on Friday and Saturday this next week. But I'm not going to play anytime during the weekday because it sucks up my life. But also, I think I just need to go back to online poker and focus on more sound players who are playing a little bit solider, so I can play against players who are playing well and learn how to play against that. Because I actually had a person on my table who was playing really well and very aggressive, and I was realizing like, wow, this is really hard to play against someone who's like very aggressive and plays very well. And so I realized I need to keep improving myself so that I can get to that point where I'm that player at the table. I'm the super shark. So yeah, that pretty much sums up everything. I had a great study session, a great live session. For my 1 month of my 1 month summary, I'm super happy. I feel like I've gotten so much better. Super happy with all my progress. I think I've improved a lot. I've hit a point where I'm happy with my poker progress, and I just want to continue more. But I'm happy right here. And yeah, everything's been going great. I'm looking forward to the next week. I'm looking forward to the next month in the future. And yeah, this has been great. So thank you everybody for tuning in. This has been Froggy Poker, and I'm signing out.